Okay, I have a very busy week. I'm gonna be doing something simple for this week's video so that I have time to make my own family's Christmas presents coming up. So today I'm gonna be making the presents that I'll be giving to my close friends, a few neighbors, and people like that. I'm gonna be doing a mix of making a few fruit and veggie holders plus a countertop wine rack. That way I can kind of give them the option on which one they would prefer to have. I've already done a video on how to make the fruit and veggie holder. I'll link that below. And so today's video is gonna be the countertop wine rack. I had a lot of 2x4s laying around, so I'm gonna be making everything from resawn 2x4s. The first thing I did was run them through my table saw and take off the rounded edges. Then I ran each length through to resaw it in half. Now, if you don't want to mess with resawing, then of course you could just buy some 1x material. But this is a great way to use up scrap 2x4s if you have some. Next, I used my miter gauge on the table saw to cut the different pieces to length. Then I took out every clamp I own and did a massive glue up, gluing 2 boards together to get a width of 6.5 inches. Once the glue was dry, I took all of the boards out of the clamp and ran them through my thickness planer to get off all the excess dried glue and to get them down flat and smooth. If you don't have a planer, then of course you can just use a sander. Next, I lined out the marks where these boards are going to be connecting with each other. Since all 4 boards are going to be exactly the same, I went ahead and taped them together so that I could cut them all at once to ensure that these cuts come out identical to one another. I did use my bandsaw here, and I set the fence to make sure that these are going to be really straight and tight. These pieces were really easy to break off, the majority of it with my hands, so I went ahead and broke them off and then finished cleaning it out using a chisel. Before untaping these, I did a test fit to make sure that these slits were wide enough. One of them was good, but the other one needed just a little bit more material taken off. Then I test fitted it, making sure that all the pieces connected together really tight and snug. And so far, so good. However, to make life easier, I went ahead and disassembled it to stain it first. Now, since I'm using pine, I'm using a pre-stained wood conditioner to smooth out some of the splotchiness. Then I put on a coat of stain and let it dry. After everything was dry, I put it back together and started attaching the last 2 remaining pieces. And it is as simple as that. Now I can just load it down with a few bottles of wine. Okay, and that is it. It's a very quick and easy build, but I think a wine rack is a pretty good universal present because who doesn't have a few bottles of wine laying around? Now, if you would like to build one, I do have a free set of plans for the wine rack and the fruit and veggie rack on my website at wilkerson.com. So there's a link in the description if you are needing to make a last few minute Christmas presents. And I think that's it for this one. I'm gonna go ahead and make a few more of these, but I hope that everybody has a very Merry Christmas. And I will see you the next time I'm working on something. Oh, I actually forgot something. Triton is my channel sponsor, as many of you know, and they came all the way from the UK to hang out with me for a few days in my shop. And while they were here, they did an interview with me. Anyways, that video is now live and posted on their YouTube channel. So if you're interested in checking it out, I will leave you a link in the description of the video. But even if you don't want to check out the interview, I really suggest that you check out Triton's YouTube channel. They put out some amazing videos where they travel around and interview woodworkers and tell their stories in some very well put together videos. So check it out, and I hope that you enjoy it. Okay, that's it for this one.